All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Fern's World, the podcast that brings you behind the scenes look at becoming an entrepreneur. All right, starting one. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Fern's World. My name is Fernando, and this is another episode on my journey on becoming a successful entrepreneur. Today, I'd like to take the time to reassess my journey on becoming a successful entrepreneur. In other words, I'm going to talk about my struggles, I'm going to talk about my accomplishments, my pros and cons, if you will. I'm also going to talk about what I'm planning to do to improve my next 10 days compared to my last 10 days, and as well as my goals, if where I see myself, a month from now. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about the accomplishments. Cool thing about some accomplishments on Fern's World, I am definitely doing a. This is my 4th episode, and I have another episode of an interview, or I have an interview with a business owner, which is great. All within 10 days, I was able to create 4 episodes plus an interview with a business owner, an average business owner. So that's a good accomplishment. I definitely wanted to see that. Also, another cool thing about my another accomplishment I've done is every day for the past 10 days, I've done a to-do list. And I've completed maybe 70% of each of those to-do lists per day, which is great compared to not doing any to-do lists. Another thing is that another cool accomplishment, I've been working out a lot more. I've been eating in due to the coronavirus. Save some money in addition to saving money. Another accomplishment is I've been learning something new every day, anywhere from 1 to 2 things per day, watching podcasts, watching motivational videos, anything on YouTube that I can help, progress my success. Another thing too another cool accomplishment is that I've been practicing videotaping myself, practicing blogging, practicing on what I need to do as far as create content for my business. And then another cool thing is that I'm creating momentum for myself, and I think this is so super great when it comes to momentum and practice, because I feel like I need that consistency. I need that ability to keep accountable myself on doing these certain tasks at hand. So there you go. There's my 10 accomplishments, or those are my accomplishments that I've in the past 10 days. Now let's talk about some struggles, right? I don't know if you've been following me on Fern's World, but it's not consistent. I'm one of those things that I am having big time struggle is being consistent. The number one thing I want to work on, it's still not as consistent as I wanted to. And what I mean by that is that I don't have a set schedule yet. I'm just pretty much winging it. I wake up, I go to sleep whenever I want, I wake up whenever I want, and then I start working on things whenever I want. Usually, most of the entrepreneurs that I'm following have a way better set schedule, which means they get up at a certain time, they go to sleep at a certain time, they work at a certain time, they just have such a better schedule, and it's all not because they just fell into that way. It's just they made it that way so they can be consistent and accountable. And I think that's one of my biggest struggles, is setting a schedule and being accountable and consistent. Another thing I've been dealing with struggles is material, as far as creating episodes. I love to talk, and I realized that I'm not that great of a talker. Yeah. So finding material and talking about it is definitely been a struggle for me. Even though I might know the content, even though I know all the stuff that needs to know about it, I don't articulate it well. So I need to practice on that. Another struggle is finding the theme for Fern's World. Yes, you guys, the main theme is my journey, right, to become a successful entrepreneur, but I haven't really, a whole lot of what you can do for your own businesses. And I think that's what's confusing my audience, even confusing myself, because I still haven't found my niche on where I want to go with this Fern's World. Even though there's so many ways and so many ventures you can go on, talking about feelings, whatever the case may be. I'm still having trouble trying to find exactly what I want out of this show, but as long as I'm still doing it right, I'll find out somehow. Another struggle is the coronavirus, right? The coronavirus, everyone's all freaking out about it, and we should be freaking out about it, you know. But for me, being a business owner and being at home, it's definitely a lot harder. Even though I said to myself, I'm gonna take advantage of this time and work on myself, work on my businesses, and get them off and running, get a big head start. Yes, I'm getting a big head start, but I'm not making enough headway as I like to, only because the coronavirus has put it very boring for all of us. Well, I shouldn't say all of us, but majority of the ones that are not dealing with the coronavirus directly, like family being sick, people dying. It's it's very unfortunate, and my prayers go out to them. But for us, people that have not been affected too much, or like what I mean by affected, I mean actually being sick. Yes, I've been affected by the coronavirus. Not getting unemployed, it's not a good thing, especially if you were needing that. How I look at it is my work was my vehicle on becoming successful. Why? Because even though I work 9 to 5, I'm building something for me, for my legacy, from 6 to 9 or 6 to midnight. And not having a job or having income so I can support those side businesses kind of hurts me, right? It also hurts the fact that there's no set schedule anymore. I'm not going to work at a certain time. I'm not getting out at a certain time, keeping me in a flow so I can be consistent and create momentum. But again, back to the coronavirus, it's like, yes, I'm unemployed. Yes, I have so much time at work. But if you don't set a good schedule for yourself, you're not going to do a whole lot. And the coronavirus is just making it so easy for all of us, especially for me, so easy to not do anything, to be really, caught in the whole, let's just be lazy and just stay home, and then eventually when all this pandemic goes away, we'll go back to work. Yeah, and then it doesn't make it any easier when you have Netflix, Vudu, Prime, all these TV, Wi-Fi TVs and Wi-Fi movie areas that you can purchase subscriptions. It doesn't help because all we want to do is just stay home, sit on the couch, and watch and hang out. So yeah, that's the whole big deal. But as far as for me, it's affecting me that way. Just being bored. Like if you don't have a set schedule and if you're bored, you're gonna fall asleep. That's me. Or do something you're not supposed to be doing, such as well, I guess you can clean your house, but I mean, if it's not working on your business, I guess that's how I look at it. You're not really supposed to be doing that. What other things? Oh yeah, and then biggest struggles is my friends and family. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I love you guys to death. I really do. But I would always take off my shirt, for my friends and family. So I would always take the time to want to spend time with them, especially in this coronavirus. When's the last time you spoke to your friends and family? All of a sudden they're everywhere, So I'm definitely taking some time to talk to them and spending more time with friends and family when I should be really concentrating on my business. Now, I guess I could prioritize that a little bit more comfortably at certain times, or me, while everyone's asleep, me work on my business. So that's another struggle of mine. Just the struggles that I guess the biggest struggle that you could see is me being consistent with my work. So, a couple ways I'm going to do to improve this in the next 10 days. And I hope you guys can see it. I hope you guys call me out. Please call me out, because this is the only way it's going to work. I gotta get the pounding, putting in the time and effort, right? All right, so things I want to improve. Here we go. Number 1, practice video time. In other words, what I'm doing right now, I should back up. After recording so many episodes and listening to myself and watching myself, I suck. From touching my face, to moving too much, to not looking at the camera, to having mirrors in the back. I mean, and then I just ramble on. I didn't realize how much I mumble and how much I ramble on, because my head or my mind is thinking faster than my mouth is saying words. So definitely need to practice more. So you might see a little bit more videos, and I hope you see an improvement from like obviously my first, second, and third episodes to my fourth. Hopefully I get, I do big time improvement that way. That's, again, speech stuff that I need to work on that. Now I'm going to set a schedule, right? I have a schedule I want to follow for sure this time. I want to go to sleep at 9 and I want to wake up at 4 o'clock every morning. If I wake up at 3, cool, but at 4 o'clock is when my day starts. That's when I'll go on a run, and then start working out, watching my podcast, all that stuff. I want to try to be finished with majority of my work or my business stuff, right? My business tasks, hopefully before noon or 1 o'clock. That's like recording, editing, all that stuff. So that I hope that goes better that way, setting that schedule. Another thing I want to do is 2 things. At least I want to be able to pace myself. I haven't been doing such a good job pacing myself. I just get so like caught up, and I want to make all these episodes and I want to create all this content, but I realize that I have to pace myself if I want to get good, if I don't want to get burnt out, if I want to enjoy what I'm doing now. So pacing myself is a big thing. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to try to provide an episode once a week and an interview once a week. That way it gives me, anywhere from 5 days working on that specific video, editing it and getting it just right. Also, you also kind of take in consideration when you interview someone, you want to make sure that they look good, right? So when I interviewed my first business owner, it was definitely hard for me to watch myself, but that's why I told her to see if she likes it, and if she likes it, we're going to post it. If she doesn't, we'll just record it and do a whole another interview. So again, that's why it's crucial for me in this episode these next 10 days to practice and to get a really good feel on how I'm going to be approaching business owners and how I'm going to ask them and what kind of questions to ask them and to go more in depth. The first one was great. I had a really good time with Angela. She did a great. I think she looked better than I did. I stutter way too much. But anyways, see for yourself. You'll know what I'm talking about. But again, those are my ways to improve on the next 10 days. I hope you are watching this and keeping me accountable too. Tell me anything. If you have any comments, if you feel like I'm stuttering again, or if you feel like I'm improving, please let me know, man. This will help me out big time. Okay. So without further ado, let's end this episode and let's end this episode. And if you like, please subscribe or follow me on Instagram. Follow me on my to-do lists. And if you have a comment, just, write down below. I was going to tell you. Oh, and then next episode, I will do the SEO, we'll talk about what SEO means, stuff like that. But anyways, other than that, enjoy. God bless. Have a wonderful life. We'll talk to you soon.